Okay, so we have got 3 fights on the main card, right? Before we get to the serious shit. You know what I mean? And it all starts off with the featherweights, right? We have got Arnold Allen against Jean Silva. Great fight, right? Great way to start the card off. Jean Lord Silva. Jean is 29, 5'7", 69-inch reach. He's got a 16-3 overall record, coming off his first loss in the UFC. Right, he's 5-1 in the UFC. Came via the Contender Series. Right, won that contract all the way back in September 2023. Beat Kevin Vahalas, who is now in the UFC himself, and they went the distance, which was really interesting, since the minute Lord got into the UFC, he was murking motherfuckers, right? Made his full debut in January 2024, stopped Weston Wilson in the first round, right? Beat Charles Jourdain, second round knockout, right? Drew Dober, ref had to stop it in the third with all the damage, right? Beat Malesik Bagnayarian in the first round, right? Ninja choked Bryce Mitchell in the second. So he was on a tear until Diego Lopez stopped him, you know? So I think a big thing with this fight is, where is Jean's head at? Now, they're fighting nerds, right? And they've come across some adversity recently. But you feel this unit, right? They pull together, they work with each other, they're very meticulous. So he should be able to work it out, but there's coming off your first loss and there's being stopped, you know? Right, where you can, because you definitely get a sense of that there was that feeling of invincibility with Silva. Right, the way he would come forward, he's barking, his hands are down, right? Is that still there? Right? Is he going to be the same fighter at first? Because, you know, you get it back, but that first fight can be a little bit tentative at times. Look at Mike Malott. That first fight back after he's lost to Magny, he kind of just wrestled and held him down. Right? Now we see him opening up more, but you can see that sometimes when a fighter is a little bit like, I really need to win. Right? So I don't want to take any risks. I don't want to do anything crazy. You know what I mean? So there is that. And he's stepping in with Arnold Almighty Allen, right? Who's 32, 5'8", 70-inch reach. He's got a 20-3 overall record, coming off a win. Right? He's 11-2 in the UFC, which is crazy when you think he hasn't fought for the title yet. You know what I mean? He went 5-1 in Cage Warriors. And yeah, last time out, right? Beat Giga Kadesi, which really good fucking win. And that was July 2024. So that's the thing, man. He's had a year out. Well, over a year, right? A year and a half. But not always a bad thing, right? Because he's, you know, he was on Unfiltered and he talked about the injuries he had, right? Picked up an injury against Ivalov, but, you know, was able to hold it together, and he was able to pull through to get the win over Chikese, but that was there. So a year and a half out, you can fix those things, right? You can just fine tune. You can, you know what I mean? Just get back into that flow state, as it were. So I don't think a year out is a bad thing. And when you look, Arnold is very good. Man, he's very meticulous in there, right? He's not a reckless fighter. You know what I mean? He's got his fundamentals down. He's always been that. And he's at TriStar now. Well, I mean, he's been at TriStar for a minute, but you know what I mean? Just having those motherfucking crazy scientists around him. You know what I mean? You got the fighting nerds on one side and Faraz Sahabi on the other. Jeez. You know what I mean? And I think with all of that knowledge, and, you know, Malot's from that camp, Eamon has been just on a tear. So there's a lot of confidence in that camp. And no, Malott isn't in that camp. I don't even know why I said that. But there's good fighters in that camp, right? They're on a tear. They're doing well. And I think that, like, Arnold being around all of that, I mean, there's something to it, right? Just finally being healthy again. You're saying 100%, is anyone ever, especially fighters, you know what I mean? But he's more healthy than he was. I think Arnold is going to be able to pull off the win. Yeah, I'm taking Arnold Allen for the win in this one. Right, so next, we're with the flyweights, right? The women's flyweight. We have got Rose Namajunas against Natália Silva. And this is so intriguing, right? Fuck Rose. She's 33, 5'5", 65-inch reach. Overall record of 14-7, coming off a win in her last outing. Right? She is 12-6 in the UFC. Went 2-1 in Invicta. And so last time out, she beat Miranda Maverick. That was June last year. Maverick is good, but sometimes she doesn't necessarily pull the trigger. Doesn't necessarily put herself in the position to get that win. You know? So I think that was that fight, right? Blanchfield, the way Blanchfield beat Namajunas was just that pressure. You know, but Rose looked very good against Tracy Cortez. You know? And Amanda Hebat. So, you know, the Manon Fanou fight was just, yeah, that was a lot. Like, Manon was so much bigger. Oh my gosh, it was kind of crazy. So there was that. But Rose, you know, she's been working her way back. It is a question of, with Rose, what's the mental side saying? How is she doing on that front? And she needs to be on point when she's got Natália Silva across from her. Silva's 28, 5'4", 65-inch reach. Overall record of 19-5-1 on a 13-fight win streak. Woo! 13-fight win streak. She's 7-0 in the UFC, people. You know what I mean? Last time out beat Alexa Grasso, former champ, and a woman that was originally scheduled to fight Rose, right? So yeah, she beat Jessica Andrade, Viviana Araújo, Andrea Lee, Victoria Leonardo. I mean, she's got some great ones. I mean, a big win is definitely Jasmine Jaskaviscus. Right? Like, some very big, and that was her debut, right? The Jasmine fight in June 2022. So, man, Silva has picked up some big wins and against credential opposition. Andrade, former champ. Grasso, former champ. So her last 2 wins have been against former champions. You know what I mean? Look, there's something to it. There's something to it. And she's not just murking people, right? She's gone the distance a lot. Right? Outside the UFC, she's got a lot of, does like an armbar, right? Does like an armbar. But in the UFC, she has been going the distance, right? So we know her stamina's there. We know she can keep to a game plan. And that's what she will need in this one. Definitely what she will need. As I said, people at the start, I think we're seeing a changing of the guards this year. And I think Natália Silva, I think she's got enough to be able to get this one done. I'm taking Silva for the win. I am, people. Right? So next we have got the heavyweights, our sole heavyweight clash of the card on the night. Right? Well, now our second heavyweight, our final, I should say, heavyweight fight on the card. We have Waldo Cortes-Acostan against Derrick Lewis. Woo! Man, I'm looking forward to this fight, right? Salsa boy, he's 34, 6'4", 78-inch reach. Overall record of 16-2 on a 2-fight win streak. Right? He is a 9-2 in the UFC. Went 2-0 in LFA. Came via the Contender Series. Okay? So he won that contract in August 2022. Stopped D'Emilio Suzat, first round stoppage. He beat Thomas Pettersson for the title in his last fight outside the UFC in the LFA. All right. So, won that contract, made his debut, got a decision over Jared Vanderera. Got a couple, a few decisions, right? Had a stoppage over Lucas Bresky. So he can, turn your lights out for sure. Right? Did that to Ryan Spann as well. Anti-Delege, right? Got that huge win. After Delege made a great, debut in the UFC. And then he beat Shamil Gaziev, both last year. Both in November, right? And that was coming off of the loss to Sergey Pavlovich. I think Acosta is good, right? He can be a bit lackadaisical in there, right? He can kind of be a little bit ploddy. And I don't think that's going to work when opposite him tonight is the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis. He's 40, 6'3", 79-inch reach. Right? His overall record of 29-12 with 1 no contest. He is also on a 2-fight win streak. Right? Derrick, he's 20-10-10 in the UFC. So last time out, he stopped Talison Teixeira. First round stoppage, that was in July. Rodrigo Nascimento stopped him in the 3rd round. That was May 2024. Right? And that was coming off that loss to Jailton Almeida, where Almeida basically just laid on him. But we then learned that, Lewis had fucked his shoulder, so yeah, standing. Couldn't really do that. Like getting up off the floor when taken down. And that last fight against Teixeira, what the fuck? Like coming out with the jump knee, that was bonkers, right? That was bonkers and great, right? So we have seen a real change with Lewis, right? He's lost a lot of weight. He's got fitter. He is putting things together in a different way. Derrick Lewis is on a mission, man. Derrick's been talking about he thinks a win could get him a title shot, right? Now, he's definitely got the name for a title shot. So, hey, stranger things have happened. And I do think Derrick has got what it takes to get this done. You know what I mean? So, in our featured bout of the night, I am picking Derrick, the Black Beast Lewis, to get it done. Right? To start the year right. So yeah, people, I'm taking Derrick Lewis, and it should be a banger of a fight to take us into the co-main event of the evening.